Hey, what's up guys? I'm Werther. I'm a brown belt under Sonny and I'm the owner of Fellowship Jiu-Jitsu Sarasota. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys my series for escaping the mount, particularly using the elbow escape as your base escape. Okay, so we're just going to start with a basic elbow escape, and then we're going to address some obstacles and what to do depending on what my opponent tries to counter with. Okay, so Dom, go ahead, go to mount. So number one, I want to make sure my elbows can get on the inside of his knees, right? If he's in a high mount situation, this is going to be basically impossible to initiate my elbow escape. So if I'm here, I want to push him back. So I'm going to get my hands on the inside of his hips. I'm going to, bridge and just try to wiggle myself back, just like this. So I'm straightening my arms, locking them out all the way so I can get his hips back, so I can initiate my escape. Now, he's shoulder pressuring me here with his right arm. So he's basically forcing me to hit my escape on this side, which is fine, right? So I'm going to take this leg, I'm going to straighten it, get it low, right on the mat. I cannot let his foot hook underneath my leg, or the escape is going to be impossible. So keep that pinned, Dom. That's good, because we're going to address that too. Okay. With your foot, yeah. So now I'm going to turn. I'm just going to bump and turn, just like this. And I'm going to get this frame here, okay? I like to cross my wrist over wrist. I've got this elbow on the inside, and I've got this arm, again, blocking the hip, making it difficult for him to slide up to his high mount. Now, as you guys can see, Dom is positioning his foot above my knee here, which means I cannot initiate this elbow escape. So I need to make sure that I push his foot past my knee, right? Even if his leg is on the ground here, as long as his foot is past my knee, I can now initiate the escape. So go back, Dom. So we're here, elbow pushes, just like that, okay? Now, for additional help, I can sometimes hook this foot over like this, and if he's nice and tight and he's not letting me scrape it over, well, yeah, if you keep it there, that's fine. But if you go back and you're keeping it nice and tight and I can't scrape this over, another thing you guys can do is to hook underneath, right? And now I cross over here, okay? Now that I've got this position, this is the most important part of the escape. Don't think about it as just a push and a slide, okay? I'm not just pushing and sliding here. The biggest detail that separates being able to do this to someone that's your size versus being able to do this to someone that's 80 pounds heavier than you is whether you bump. So I'm gonna bump my hips up to take his weight off the ground for that split second, and then I'm gonna push and slide like this. Okay, that detail is very important, guys. If you have someone much heavier than you on you and you don't bump them up, you are not going to be able to finish this, okay? So let's go back from the beginning. So I'm here. I push back. I make sure he's not in his high mount. Now, if he's shoulder pressuring me, I'm going to go to the side I'm able to turn. So I'm going to bump, get my cross grip here with this arm coming across his hip and this elbow on the inside. If his foot's above my knee, I push, bring it past. And if I can, I scrape this over. Now, that's not necessary, so I'm going to do this one without scraping it over to show you guys you can still hit this a lot of the time. So I'm going to bump up, push, slide. And now I'm just going to turn hard to the other side, and I'm going to slam this underhook. So I'm not cupping here, just a straight arm slam, and I'm going to bridge, turn to the other side while still keeping this leg trapped. Now I push this knee, and I slide out back to the guard, right? I'm just shrimping back and forth until I get both my legs out here. So if you're new, if you're a beginner, start with that escape. That is a high percentage escape. It's my favorite way to initiate the escapes from the mount. Now, let's talk about some basic things he might do to stop that escape. So the first one that some guys do is when I start initiating my escape here, he puts all his weight on this knee, right? Yeah. So even if I've pushed this foot past my knee here, he just gets all his weight on that knee, right? So I try to bump, and he's just not letting me slide. He's got all his weight on this side. But necessarily, if he's got all his weight on this side, right, let's turn a little bit, it means he's light on his back leg. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to frame against this leg, and I'm going to shrimp back into the back leg here, okay? Now, I may need to do that 2 or 3 times if they're heavier than me, but look, I've created this space underneath me here. I'm going to use that to bring this bottom knee in. Now I'm going to push him away at the armpit. I'm going to turn away from him, and I'm going to throw this leg over the top. Now I've got my ashigarami position. I can initiate a leg lock if I want to. You know, it might be a good position for me to reap over and try to hit this ankle lock. Or, you know, I can take this out, come up, and hit a sweep off of it. So, another basic move that somebody might do when you start initiating the elbow escape is to slide up to the S mount, right? Because I'm turning to the side. So I'm giving him free rein to slide his knee up to my head on the other side. So I'm gonna actually initiate my escape to the other side so you guys can see what Dom's gonna do. So here. So this time, as I turn, he's gonna slide this knee up to the S mount, right? Now, if I do nothing here, this is a bad position for me, obviously. Right? He can take my back, he can arm bar me. This is not good. Okay? It's going to be hard to escape from. So let's go back. So now I'm going to initiate this way. Since you guys have already seen what Dom's going to do, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to counter this. So as I turn and he slides up, there's going to be a little gap here as he slides up. And I'm going to take advantage. As he slides up, I punch both my arms underneath this leg as it's coming up to trap my hip. Okay? So I'm going to get one arm low, below the knee, one arm high, above the knee, okay? And now I'm going to bridge and turn into the leg, right? Don't turn away. If you turn away, it's easier for them to follow you. So I'm gonna bridge, do a reverse shrimp, boom. And now I switch my hips here, and I come up, okay? So, one more time. Also, guys, very important, when you come up for that, don't sit up on your hip. I see people do this all the time. This is a super unstable position. It's going to be really easy for Dom to push me back over or to follow me to my back. When you come up, switch like this. Get to a stable base with both knees, right? It's the difference between a 3-legged table and a 4-legged table, right? When I get both my knees down, I got a good stable base. If I'm here, this is unstable, I can easily be pushed over, all right? So one more time. So I bump, turn, he slides up, both my arms punch underneath. Now I bridge, switch my knees, turn, I can take the leg, or I can start climbing up. Depends on what you want to do. Now, the last one, this one is a little bit more advanced, but it's a super, super high percentage escape. I love doing it, especially to people that are really big and maybe I can't hit my initial 3-part series of the elbow escape. So, Dom, go back to mount, please. Okay, so in this scenario, I've bumped, I've turned, right? And I've been able to hook this foot. This is very important, guys. I need to have been able to hook this foot, okay? But I cannot finish this elbow escape for the life of me, right? I'm trying to bump and slide. You know, it's not working. I'm trying to shrimp back. Yeah, he's just super tight here, okay? So look, I'm going to take my top arm here, right? I'm on my right side, so my left arm is my top arm. I'm going to take my top arm, and I'm going to punch it underneath this leg here. This is all I need to initiate the escape, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk this way and come here to my deep half guard. Okay, so you guys see that ankle trap became super important. Now it's part of my deep half position, and I'm nice and tight here. And if you know the deep half series, you know I've got several moves I can do. He's kind of leaning forward here, so I'm going to come out the back door, you know, try to come up. If he sits back because he doesn't want me to come out the back door, I'm just going to make a violent move in towards him, and I take the single leg, and now I can start passing, okay? But regardless of what you like to do from the deep half, that's a great escape, because the deep half is a good position. If you're offensively strong from there, you can go for leg locks, you can go for sweeps, come on top. So one more time for that last one. So I bump, turn, I have to trap this foot here. Now, my top arm is going to make a fist, and I'm going to punch it underneath the same side leg as the foot that I'm trapping. Boom. And now I swing myself out, right? So I'm here, I swing myself out, get this arm nice and high, gable grip, okay? He's leaning forward, so I'm going to come out the back door. I'm going to come up. He leans back, I turn into him hard, take that single leg, okay? And that's it, guys. So, you know, everybody loves the offensive stuff. You know, everybody loves seeing the submission chains and all the cool little things you can do to submit people. But if you want to be a high-level grappler, your defensive moves need to have just as intricate of a strategy to execute to escape a position or to get on top as your offensive moves are sophisticated enough to funnel someone into your submission, right? So just like I have a sophisticated system to funnel somebody into a submission, I have a sophisticated system to funnel someone into ultimately hitting the escape. So it's not just about the offense, guys. Make sure you practice that bottom position. Make sure you practice those escapes. And make sure you check out my videos on robotdolphingrappling.vhx.tv. So everybody gets a week free trial. I got all this stuff on there. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.